Okay guys, here's the cemetery, Pioneer Cemetery here in Washington, Arkansas. This is where a lot of the Civil War and Revolutionary War, actually, people were buried. And you may remember this person's name when I show you this one. In the memory of Isaac Newton. There you go, 1797 to 1858. He actually was a political figure in this town here. I wasn't going to film the cemetery here, but I just had to show you a couple of things that when I walked through this a few minutes ago, I just thought were so unique that you never see usually in a cemetery. So I just wanted to share them with you since we're here in Washington, Arkansas at this historical city. One of the first things I noticed, which is not uncommon, are flags, right, posted at a gravesite. However, when you get closer to the site, I mean, look at this mound of dirt. You probably can't see. Let me get down to ground level here. There's kind of a mound of dirt. It's bricks on top. And when you come over here and look at it, it looks like pretty new gravestones. But in fact, they've been redone. These are actually old patriots from this Revolutionary War, 1775. We've got 3 buried patriots here that fought off the British and sent them running back home to mommy across the pond. And some of these stones, see, that one's pretty buried. I noticed that a few of these graves, they're just basically giant piles of dirt and brick and concrete. 1829 to 1850 there. Short life lived, huh? But if you see, there's actually like brick and moss growing over, and it's just a giant mound. Let me see if you can get a better perspective here. It's actually pretty big. I mean, and then over here, we've got a lot of brick. I mean, someone took a lot of time and effort to make sure this person was going to be well protected and rested for all eternity here. This is a large pile of brick that's collapsed a little bit over time. However, luckily it doesn't look like anybody's disturbed it. Let's check out the date on this one. This one looks like died 1848, 1831 to 1848, so another short life lived. Times were definitely harder back then. People didn't live as long, but that's a little short. Let's see here, we've got 1819 to 1854. That's a little bit longer of a life. This here is another gigantic mound that someone took a lot of time. You can tell at the time of death, there used to be probably a gigantic tree here that's been cut down sometime over the last 100 years. So a lot of these people were buried underneath a nice giant shade tree. 1792 to 1854. I mean, these are just very, very old. Have you ever seen sites from the 1700s? And here, this giant mound that we just spoke about, sacred to the memory of George Green, 1843 to 1855. So he was just a 12-year-old boy buried here. No wonder they took so much time and care to make sure he was well taken care of. So just a little bit of oddball things you don't really see in a typical cemetery. And being this is a historical town that goes all the way back to the Revolutionary War, it's not surprising. Now, I'm not going to take you back into there. This actually extends further back into there as well. However, it's 101 degrees today. I'm dripping sweat. And we don't need to see more of a cemetery. I showed you what I wanted to see. So we'll see you on the next one. Adios.